Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. We are continuing in Parashas Breishis with the Sfas Emes. This year should be a special Sfas for Moshe ben Peshadinu, Li Nishmas, Rav David Tzvi ben Rav Yosef. The Medrash says that Avram Avinu, and we're in Taf Reish Mem in the Sfas Emes in the second shtickle, Avram Shelo Kosav Bo Shmir Shabbos Yarashol Mamida. About Avram Avinu, where it doesn't say that he kept Shabbos in the pasuk, so he inherited the world, but he inherited the world b'mida, just with an amount, limits. And the Gemara quotes, the Medrash quotes a pasuk to that effect. But Yaakov, Shekasav Bo Shmir Shabbos, Nachala B'li Mitzarim. But the pasuk says about Yaakov that he inherited the world, Nachala B'li Mitzarim, because about Yaakov it says that he kept the Shabbos. Bi'arin al pi Medrash vayichulu l'chol tichla risi kates rechava mitzvascha ma'od l'chol yesh sikusis uletorah ein ki haTorah notenes chayim l'chol habriya. So it says like this, that the pasuk says that everything has an end, but not your mitzvah. So Chazal say that everything has a midah, everything has an amount, everything has sikusim, but the Torah doesn't. Because Torah notenes chayim l'kol habriya. Torah gives life to the entire creation. Uv'mida l'chol birya. And every birya gets their minun, their amount of life. Ve'oso nekuda chiyus shenem slabesh be'ezem makom la'achyoso zo anakuda ein la shiur. And that point of life, of vitality, that is enclosed in this place to give it life, this Nakuda doesn't have a shear. In other words, he's talking here about very Kabbalistic, mystical ideas, far right over my head, but we're translating the words. So, if we're not Zerach in this world to understand, we'll be Zerach in the next world. That Torah, the pasuk says, is without an end. Everything has sikusim, everything has a midah, everything has a limit, but Torah doesn't, because Torah gives life to the bria, and the nekuda chiyus, this nekuda of life that the Torah gives, doesn't have an amount. It's above time, it's above nature. And on this nekuda it says that He is the place of the world, and the world's not its place. We think of a nakud as a point, but this is a point that's beyond creation. It's beyond anything this world can contain. Your mitzvahs are very broad. And ma'od is more than the place where it's enclosed. So it says that Eretz Yisrael is called Eretz Tzvi. Why is it called Eretz Tzvi? Because when a deer, as it expands, so its skin expands with it, so to Eretz Yisrael. That as the Jews expand, the land of Israel expands. So to everything has a nekuda pnimius that's limitless. So there's this nekuda that doesn't have a limit, that's in this world, that's giving the world, that's beyond, it's mislabish in the world, it's enclosed in the world, this nekuda, this point of spiritual life, but it is not within the limits of this world. It gives life to this world, but it's beyond this world. It's in this world and out of this world. So people say, oh, it's out of this world. So that's what we're talking about here. That's this nekuda of chiyus. Okay? And that's the Torah. The Torah is the nekuda chiyus of the bria, and the Torah is beyond anything we can imagine. Rechava mitzvahs chamot. So broad. V'cheinu v'nishmas adam shein lashir kamash kasuv yotzer ruach adam b'kirbo. V'yispashtus aguf ken tach tuchal lekabel me'an neshama v'yein lashir. In other words, there's this neshama that's limitless. God created the spirit of man within him, and the guf is mispashet. It can be makabel from the neshama. But the more the guf is mispashet, the more it's makabel from the neshama. But the neshama itself, the more the guf expands, the more it's makabel from the neshama. But the neshama is no shear. Neshama shebechlal olam ki adam olam kodnu. Right? We know that man has his own personal neshama, and then there's the soul of the world, the soul that gives the world life. And a man is a small world, a man is a microcosm of the world. We're little, we have our own little neshamas that keep us alive, and then there's the soul of the world, which is keeping the whole world alive. And again, this nakuda of neshama, of ruchnius, is beyond this world, but in this world, giving the world life. Again, this is all deep, deep mystical inyanim. And we're not, we're just reading it, trying to understand it mit unser shel rosh, with our own little brains. But I was asked by a good yid to give Sfas Emes shiurim, so I'm doing it to make my beloved friend happy. But I never promised him I understood. I just promised to give the shir. Yeah, over Shabbos is galus hapnimius. So Shabbos is when this pnimius, the bria, is revealed to those who are zocha to see. By the way, those who are zocha to see the pnimius of Shabbos, to see this nakuda of the bria on Shabbos, also understand the Sfas Emes. Go together. V'nikra yoyim denishmesa v'dalav de gufa, and it's zokn zoyar that the Shabbos is the day of the neshama, not of the guf. ובמקום אחר פירשנו ויכל ואלוקים ביום השביעי כי השבס היא המועדדת חיוס לכל הדברים כי ויכל הוא מידה כמו שכתוב וכל בשלוש בעש יאכיל. So elsewhere we explained, we learned this shtickle together in an earlier shir. Vayichal bayom hashvi, God finished on the seventh day because Shabbos is moeded dechius l'chol advarim. In other words, Shabbos vayichal means a midah, and there are numerous psukim b'chol b'shalosh b'as yachil. It's a lashon of a midah, of an amount. So Shabbos measures out the amount for the week. V'Shabbos atzmein l'midah v'gvul ki mitzvah sefes shelamala mitosofos shelamala mi'ateva. Shabbos is limitless. So we have in the human being his soul, which is limitless. We have the Nakud L'chiyas of the Brias, which is limitless, of the Bria, which is limitless. And then we have in time, it's interesting, everything is on three levels. Ashan, Olam, Shana, Nefesh, like it says in the Sefer Yetzirah. Olam is in the realm of space, and Shana is time, and Nefesh is in man. So we see all three now. Olam in the world. What's the Nakud of Chiyas? Shabbos. Shana in time. What's the Nakud of the world? Well, where within a shop? There's that what's the Nakud in Olam in the world? That's the Neshama of the world. And then we had Shana, which is in time, which is Shabbos, and then Nefesh and man that he is his own Neshama also. And these Nakudas of Chiyus are again beyond this world, but also give life in this world. V'hine Avram Avinu olav Shalom Aydesha Yakim Kol HaBruim Kol Shkasav Bibaram V'gam Hayabo Od Shorish Yishmael V'Esav L'chein Lo Yochel Lotzis Mebchinas Gvul V'Mida. So earlier on, remember we quoted the Medrash that Avram Avinu doesn't say Shmir Shabbos, he was Yerush Yisrael B'Mida. So Avram Avinu, it says that he's the Kiyum of all of the Bruim. How do you say Bihi Baram? El Tol Shman Baras Bihi Baram, when they were created, the heaven and the earth. Be'Avraham is also Be'Avraham. It's the same letters. You mash them up, same letters. Be'Avraham. So, but the only problem is that Avram Avinu also had a Yishmael and an Esav, and therefore he couldn't be Bechinas, couldn't leave the Bechina of Midan Gvul because he has these psoles, this waste in his seed. Unfortunately, Yishmael and Esav. Rak B'Slapshis HaTev, he has to be enclosed by the Tev, and that limits him. So Avram Avinu is only Orish Solom B'Midah because he had Esav and Yishmael. Aval B'Yaakov Hischil is Galus Nekuda Pnimius Hanal B'chinas Shabbos. But Yaakov is when Shabbos is really revealed. In other words, what Shabbos is this limitless Nekuda that's has no boundaries. So Avram Avinu didn't have that Nekuda because he had to be limited because of the Yishmael and the Esav. But Yaakov, where it says Shabbos, that means it's unlimited because once you're in the world of Shabbos, you're in the world of limitlessness. Is that a word? I don't know, but now it is. We're not limited. We can make up our own words. Shahungahana. Have you ever heard of Shahungahana? Let's make that up. All right? B'chinas Shabbos. L'chenu nachala b'limit sarim. And therefore it's called a nachala. It's an inheritance without limits. The Shabbos hi ikar bracha al yedei shishorish hakol kanal. Shabbos is the ikar bracha. Why Shabbos is the ikar bracha? Because the root of everything is Shabbos. So we have to understand, sweet friends, such important yesod, that there's this limitless bracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can give us. Imagine what God has. God has everything you can possibly imagine and trillions times more than you can ever imagine. So how come we don't have it? What do we have? We have allergies. We get the flu lo aleinu. Some people have constipation. Some people have their knee hurts them and their leg hurts them and their arm hurts them and tooth hurts them, and this goes wrong, and that goes wrong, and what are things always going so wrong for? The answer is they're not always going wrong. They're almost always going right, almost everything. That's the Emes in our body, in our lives, but we like to focus on what isn't. But even what isn't good, why doesn't Hashem just giving us well beyond? Like, why do I have to wait in traffic? Why can't I just flap my arms and just fly right over all the cars and the George Washington Bridge? I'm stuck there for an hour, bumper to bumper. I don't know what to do with myself. And then I remind myself, this is a dream. I don't have a driver's license. Okay, say that. But I'm in the dream and I just want to get out of this traffic jam already. I'm listening to WINS. I gave them 22 minutes. They gave me the world. But I've heard Mamish 22 minutes 30 times already. I want to get out of this traffic jam. So why can't I just flap my arms and start flying? Why am I so limited? Why is gravity limiting Elchonon Ehrman? Gravity is just a law of nature. Elchonon Ehrman, chaba neshameh. I have a godly soul. So why can't I just defy nature? And the answer is, I want you to hold on tight, sweet friends, because I don't want you to fall out of your seats. I can. Now that doesn't mean that I'm going to go to a high building tomorrow and I'm going to jump and I'm going to try to show everybody that I can fly. That is not going to happen. But what do you mean I can? Meaning in potential we can. We're just limited because we're not touching that potential, that nekuda. We're not connected enough to that nekuda of chiyus that's mechayah the bria. If we were, all of nature wouldn't be. It would be a kinderspiel. It would be child's play for us. All the laws of nature, like sometimes you see tzaddikim. You know the story about the Baba Rebbe about this, and the Baba Sali about that, and the Chazon Ish about this, and this tzaddik and that tzaddik, because they were such tzaddikim, so they just defied nature in the way they lived their lives. And Memela, like the Sfas Emes says, if that's the way you live, you can define nature and a day for yourself. Not only you're living that way for God, so Memela, you can do things that are above nature. So a person who's really connected, and that's what we're waiting for at the end of days. We're going to divest ourselves of our bodies, or the bodies we have now. We're going to live this unbelievable existence where God is going to give us the shefa bracha as only God can, which is like well beyond anything that we have right now. Okay? So that is Shabbos. Shabbos is a shayrish of bracha. So if we're mamish connected, everything comes from Shabbos, but only in small amounts. During the week, we just little. But Shabbos is limitless bracha, and that's where it all comes from. Ki hi makor habracha. מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. והשבת הוא עיקר הברכה על ידי שהוא שורש הכל כנ"ל. והיא נותנת ברכה לכל הימים דכתיב ויברך את יום השביעי. פירוש שכל הברכות הם באמצעות שבת. What does it mean God bless the seventh day? That all brachas are through Shabbos. Want to have bracha? This ma'aseh that the Rav Zaydel Epstein was the mashgiach in Torah Or. First he was a Rav in America, in yeshivas in America, and then he came to Eretz Yisrael when he was older, and he was by mashgiach by Rav Scheinberg in Torah Or. So he used to say, he didn't like Talmaisis. He was a big masmid, he was a big tzaddik, he gave Musar Shmuzim. He didn't like to tell Maisis. But one time the boys really wanted a Maisir from him. He says, I'll tell you what happened to me with the Chofetz Chaim. The Chofetz Chaim. I went to the Chofetz Chaim when I was younger, much younger. And I asked him for a bracha for all the people in my relatives. I wrote a kvittel to all their names. I wrote on the list. Chofetz Chaim went down the list, and he said, he's machal Shabbos. I don't give bracha to machal Shabbos. Shabbos is the bracha. How can I give bracha to machal Shabbos? So he didn't understand. It's his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law was a Shomer Shabbos. He knew what he was talking about. Anyway, he did some research. He found out that his sister, he knew they'd gone to America. And at first, his brother-in-law kept Shabbos, but there was so much pressure and this. He finally had this job. He got a job down in Dallas, and the guy said to him, listen, you don't have to work on Shabbos. And then he said to him, come in on Shabbos, but don't do work. It's not right. People are going to see that you're not coming in at all. Just come in and don't do work. And then, all right, he said, I'll come in, I won't do work. And he comes in, and then he says, you know what, don't do avod, don't do malacha. He was a Jewish guy, don't do malacha. Just hold on to this. He used to work in a clothing factory. Just hold on to the garment while I sew it. Anyway, sooner rather than later, he was already being Machal Shabbos himself, and his sister, Zaydel's sister, divorced him, and that was the end of that. But the Chofetz Chaim, sitzt dort in Raden. He was sitting in Raden in Poland, and weiß was tut sich dort in Dallas. He knows what's going on in Dallas. So he's giving. So that's why. So what's pshat? Pshat is Chofetz Chaim says it's not the only story. Chofetz Chaim says ich kann nicht geben a bruche, even though they didn't say bruche because that's a Hasidic way of saying it. But I can't give a bracha to somebody who's not makabel, not Shem Shabbos. Shabbos is the makor of bracha. And that's what the Rebbe says here. Shekola brachas ein be'emtzos haShabbos. Remember that. There's so many lines in this Sfas Emes, like these one-liners, these sharp one-liners are so gavaldik. All the brachas be'emtzos Shabbos. So if you want bracha in this world, just keep your Shabbos, and then whatever you have is going to come. It's going to come with Hashem's smile. Not like some people, they get it from Hashem's back. He just like throws it behind him. He doesn't. Not so interested in that because they're not keeping his mitzvahs. They're not connected to him. So they have whatever they, like a chicken without a head. A few more minutes he's running around and that's it. But we want mamish this kesher nitzchi. Ksiv achayis rotzav v'shoiv. Komoken b'chol yom sheba Shabbos shovim kol abruim the sharshim. So it says the chayis, the angels, go back and forth and back and forth. When's the back to Hashem? Shabbos. Shabbos is called shav l'shorish. Everything returns to the source. Right? There's a chiv shchodesh k'mash kodesh sefer achayim sheba chol Shabbos is chiv shchodesh avov yom. The famous achayim hakadosh that the world only has 6 days of gas, and then it goes. If not for Shabbos, that would be it. No more world. But then we have Nocha Shabbos, and then we have another 6 days of gas, and we can go. And that's Shabbos, because everything is Shav LaShoresh. And Kadosh Baruch Hu fills up the tank, so to speak, gives us the bracha to last another 6 days. Gevaldik. Hemshech Apostles Vartzai says so v'vo. This is Mamish Sfas Emes. It's like $150,000. Please write down my name and address and make a check out to I don't know who. I don't know. Don't make a check out to anybody, and don't take my name and address, and don't send $150,000. But this is mamish an amazing Torah. But it's worth $150,000. You know, you can give it to your local shul, your yeshiva, whatever you want. Varat says so, but not all tonight. This is given without tonight is Torah, but if you want to give, it would mamish be. It's such a great Torah. Varat says so, Yehi or vayavdel. So first there was this tovavo, there was this chaos, and there was light. And we have to learn a derech, every Oved Hashem, that his heart shouldn't fall from all this confusion. So we have this confusion. We're starting our vote. Should I do like this? Should I do like that? I'm all confused. I'm all gemischt because I don't know what to do with myself. שכך צריך להיות בתחילה תוהו ובוהו. So, azoi darf sein. So it must be at the beginning. At the beginning of avoid, it's tohu vavohu. Azoi it's given. That's what it has to be. That's the nature of the bria. tohu vavohu. אחר כך שמתגלה האותיות האמיתיות, צריכים לראות, להבדילו, להפרישו, מכל תעבור דבר רע. מה שכתוב בהבדל. Then there's going to be this light, Yehior, and then Vayavdel. And then after there's this light, you have to remove all the evil. So first, you're right, it's going to be mixed. Remove the bad, and then you just have the purity. That's life. Okay, B'siyata D'Shmai, we did two Shtikel Chantav Reish Mem, and I'm promising you, sweet friends, there is so many more thousands of Ma'amarim to do. I just hope that God gives me life and health and financial means that we can be able to continue these shiurim. Lilmodu l'lamed lishmor v'lasu l'kayim is called divrei salmo tarasu b'yahava. Amen v'amen. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.